I'm very, very libertarian, and I want to quickly thank you for convincing me not just to advocate for liberty, but also the truth. And you mentioned a lot on your podcast increasing military.
Yes.
You talk about, and you just talked about how the future of conservatism is conservatarianism, which I agree with, but I haven't heard a convincing argument for increasing our military.
Okay, so the argument for increasing the military is that if we don't fill that gap, somebody else who's adversarial to our interests will, and then they will use that power in order to harm us and harm freedom on a global scale. So libertarians would like to see freer trade, for example. What has made the world free for trade is the presence of the American military. What made Europe free for trade and not behind the Iron Curtain was World War II and the Marshall Plan and the growth of the military and the fact that we shut down the Soviet Union and essentially forced them to collapse. That was an after effect not of trade, but actually of the American military being present and all of Europe being reliant on that. The American military is what makes the world safe for the increase in freedom, which increases trade, which increases jobs, which increases liberty at home. Now, am I concerned that we spend too much on the military sometimes? Sure, because we should always make sure that we're only spending what we need to spend on anything. But there are two versions of libertarians. There's sort of the Rand Paul small military version of libertarianism, and then there's a more kind of Larry Elder version of libertarianism, which is a strong military, hawkish version of libertarianism. This is not really a question of principle so much as it is a question of tactic. So do you think that America is made more free and the world is made more free by America withdrawing within its own borders and spending less on the military? Or do you think that America is made more free by a strong, powerful American military, for example, guaranteeing the freedom of the South China Sea so that China doesn't form a regional trade bloc adversarial to our interests and shut us out? Right, that'd be a good example.